Now we're going to take you over to Sarah and Monique as they show you some tips on how you can obtain that cool zombie look you'll need for the zombie crawl.
Alright, so today I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on our beautiful model Erica on how to look sick, dead, or even more than dead. A zombie. So everything that we're going to be using today you can find at your local drugstore or superstore. So I took a bit of this lash glue and I put it on my finger, I applied it onto Erica's face, and now we're going to let it dry, that way later we can pull it back and make it look like her skin's falling off. Now that your lash glue is dried, you're going to take your sponge and get it wet, and you're going to start blending your white cream makeup and your green cream makeup together very slightly and apply it to the face. I would suggest blending the makeup down your neck past where your costume is, just so you have full coverage. So now I'm going to pick where the lash glue was and make it look like her skin's falling off. You can use just the back of any brush or tool, nothing sharp though. So to give definition to your newly opened sores, you're going to take a light brown color and you're going to start shading in where you want your sores to be. Make sure to follow up with a red color to make your sores look really infected and gross. Follow up with some purple eyeshadow around the edges to make it look bruised. Use the same purple eyeshadow to do shadows under the eyes. So I followed up with the brown eyeshadow again to give her definition to her cheekbones, up here in her forehead, and down the nose. Take your purplish lipstick, put it on your finger, and apply it to the lips in a dabbing motion. What you're going to need to make a cool scar is your brown eye pencil, your red lip pencil, your purple eyeshadow, and your red eyeshadow. Make sure to keep the brown eye pencil to one side of the wound and then blend it out so it looks like a shadow. Take your blood on a little brush and apply it to the wounds. Now we're done with our simple zombie makeup. Remember, you don't have to use all of these techniques. You can use just a few to get a quick, creepy look for Halloween. And remember, blending is key.
Hi, I'm Monique and I'm going to show you how to do a zombie on a budget. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm taking the Elmer's glue and I'm going to paint a thin layer onto her face where the wound is going to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take toilet paper and I'm going to rip up little pieces and I'm just going to start attaching it to her face. What I'm doing here is I'm just building the texture of the wound so I can go in and color it later. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it again with the glue just to cover up what I've put on her face. And you can rough up the edges a little bit just to make it stand as you're painting along, and it's going to mimic ripped flesh. If you want to speed up the process, you can use a hairdryer like I'm going to do just to dry the glue enough to where you can start applying the color and make it look more gashy. I bought a basic palette of colors from Walmart, and what I'm doing is I'm using a basic white and green just to form the face before I add in any definition. So I want her to look dead, so I'm going to come in with a couple of different tones. I'm going to be using grays, purples, and browns. So now I'm going to go in with some browns, some reds, and some blues closer into the wound to give it more of a woundy look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the innermost part of the wound to give it more depth. And I'm going to go under the eyes to give her a more sallow and dead look. So now I'm going to go into the inside of her wound here with a little bit of red and a little bit of the darker purple and some of the black to add depth into her wound before I add in the blood. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stippling sponge, which comes with the kit, and I'm going to dab it in some theatrical blood and apply it in and around the wound and near the mouth. And here's your basic zombie. Just a little bit of blood, some paint, and some blending and smudging, and you've got it.